What is going on, guys? Today we've got a unique knife to talk about. And just because it's unique, does that make it great or not? I'm a little confused by this knife. So let's just talk about it. I'm going to give you my opinions. It was sent in by the company, TOMBRO, and it's a Chinese-made company that sells on Amazon. And I will have a couple of links down below, a link to this specific knife, as well as a link to their Amazon store, because they make several different knives. This is their 7-inch boning knife. Now, most of you know that I am not Mr. Kitchen cutlery cooker guy. I mean, the most used knife in my kitchen is, quite honestly, the butter knife. So I don't do a lot of cooking. My idea of cooking is heating up frozen pizza and pizza rolls and hot dogs and things like that. So I guess really my two most used knives would be the butter knife and the pizza cutter. And I still want to get a custom pizza cutter at some point. There's a company on Instagram that makes some, and I need to talk to them again. It's been a while since we've chatted. Because I need a custom titanium, Timascus. I need a cool pizza cutter. Anyway, that'll be a whole different video. So they reached out to me on Instagram and asked me if I would like to review one of their knives. I said, sure. So this is, like I said, their 7-inch boning knife, but it is a combination kitchen/outdoor knife, as you saw by the thumbnail. So before we get into the knife itself, let's talk about the sheath a little bit. It is a kind of a clamshell leather made sheath, which seems pretty nice. Nice embossing on the actual sheath itself. It has a weird belt loop system where you just really kind of spread it apart and slide your belt through, which I guess works, but it's a little odd to me. I would rather have a, stitched in loop like this one from Lancelot Leather that is absolutely better than cardboard. Just, if you know, right? So that's kind of a negative to me a little bit, just because it's odd and awkward. And as I was, kind of messing with it, as you open it up, some of the glue in here starts to come apart. So I just don't know how well that's going to hold up long term if you were to take this out and use it as an outdoor type knife. Okay, so I'm going to set that off to the side, get it out of the way. Let's talk about the specs on this thing a little bit. It's 11.25 inch overall. The blade is 7 inches from the tail to the tip, 6.06 if you go from the edge of the scale to the tip, where I normally measure a knife from. The blade thickness is 0.158. It is a high carbon steel. The handle thickness is 0.785. Weighs in at 11.3 ounces with just the knife, or 14.3 as a combination. So a couple of things about it. So they advertise it as handmade. And in talking with them, this part up here in the black, this kind of dimpled, textured pattern is hand done, but the rest is not. So I don't necessarily agree with their advertising methods per se. This knife here is $25, give or take, $25.99, I think it is. Shipped on Amazon if you have Amazon Prime, of which Amazon Prime just raised their rates. They legit just billed me today, and they raised their price again this year. all right, all that means is I got to order more stuff so that I can make sure to get $128 worth of free shipping this year because the price went up. So when you hold it in your hand, this handle is a little slippery, not slippery, but there's nothing to really lock your hand in. So for kitchen use, this would be fine. You also have this finger groove, finger ring hole to use, but I did use this in the kitchen a little bit to get a feel for it. It's not the best shape for a kitchen knife, in my opinion. I did not have a chance to get this over to my son, who's a chef, to give it a try. The other thing that I have a little bit of an issue with is the blade sticks out this way past your finger. And I actually cut my finger on it just grabbing it one time because I kind of just, my finger just kind of slid across it somehow, that point. And I did cut my finger. So for me, this one's not really going to do it for me because the shape, again, it's like a Persian style, which is so not my style at all in any type of a blade. So right off the bat, aesthetically, I don't love it. It's not super useful in the kitchen for me. How I used it? No, I didn't use it on pizza. I did cut some normal stuff to try to get a feel for it. But I felt like I was really only using like this much of the blade because this part upswept so much. It was awkward. Like you couldn't get in to use that tip part. So I don't know that this is a great kitchen knife. Now, as far as outdoors, because they advertise it as an outdoor knife, I don't know. I have not used it outdoors. I am not a big outdoorsy camping person. So I'm going to open it up to you guys down in the comments to let me know your thoughts on what you're using as a fixed blade out in, the camping world. I don't know. I mean, the guys that I'm talking to over there are super great, super responsive with questions, super friendly, willing to just offer me anything from their store. So they've got some cool engraved like butcher, like cleavers and things like that. So I may get one of those to try just because. So I think they have some very cool, people there and things like that. I just don't know that if the product is for me. And you guys know that I am into some odd shaped blades. Okay. Like this custom Hellraiser. Like my fixed battle from Frank Fisher. So it's not the fact that this is an odd shape. It's just that it's odd. So I would love to get your guys' opinions and thoughts on this. And if there's any outdoorsy type folks, if I could get your opinions on it, it would be fantastic. I may have to send this off to one of my other outdoor YouTube guys to see what they think about it. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me give you a couple of size comparisons here, just so you can get a feel for its size. With the Sharpie, the AA and the D-cell batteries. You saw next to the Hellraiser. How about the Sharknivko Ryu? And I don't have a lot of fixed blades to compare it to and talk about much. So you kind of get what you get here. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's $25. For $25, can you really go wrong? I thought it was good, and I was appreciative that they sent it to me. It's a solid okay from me. So check out their store down below because there's some other stuff that looks cooler that might be a better option. There's nothing necessarily wrong with this one. My biggest gripe is really that this blade protrudes back behind your fingers. So there is a bit of a danger there. I'm kind of klutzy, so for me to cut myself on a knife, handling as many knives as I handle all day, pretty much every day, that's my bad. I don't know. It's an interesting knife for sure. I'm not sure if it's better suited indoors or outdoors, kitchen use or bushcraft type work. I don't know if this particular model is really suited great for either of those. But, like I've always said, I want to show all the knives. And if I can talk about something here and give them some feedback, maybe, the next version of this would be a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So thanks a lot, everyone. I know I kind of rambled there a little bit, but let me know your thoughts down below. I would greatly appreciate it.